everybody, welcome back to my channel. So you may notice some suspicious items sitting behind me. They are there because I am doing a giveaway to say thank you. I hit a huge milestone on YouTube the other day when I hit 500,000 subscribers. 500,000 people have clicked subscribe to watch my YouTube channel. Like, how? I want to just say thank you so much. I have been doing YouTube for about 4 years now, and it blows my mind that I had that many people subscribe to me and that a little fun hobby ended up being my career and ended up being 500,000 people following me and watching me. Like, insane. So to say thank you in the best way that I could think of, I wanted to do a massive giveaway to give back to all of you. For those of you who've been following me for a while, for those of you who are new, for those of you who leave amazing comments and support me and who make my dream job, basically, I wanted to just give a massive thank you. So I know loads of you always ask me, what blender do you use? What food processor do you recommend? I don't have a blender, so I can't make this recipe. I've got you sorted because we've got so many incredible gifts to give away. So the first thing that I'm giving away is 5 NutriBullets. I have one of these myself. It's incredible. I've had it for years and I use it in all of my recipe videos. So it only made sense to get 5 of these so that those of you with smaller kitchens and those of you who don't have a blender at all can have one of these to do absolutely everything in, because it's amazing. Next, this big boy. I don't even have one of these myself. This is a Vitamix A2300i Ascent series. I know that this is like the ultimate when it comes to a blender, so I wanted to get one for one lucky person so that you can have the best blender out there. I mean, I want one of these myself and I'm jealous. And finally, the Magimix food processor. I have one of these. I got this maybe a year ago and I love it. It's incredible. It's one of the best out there. I love Magimix, and it's the compact 3200 XL, and one of you is going to be able to blend and food process all of the things under the sun. And I couldn't do a giveaway without giving away my book. I'm gonna be giving away 5 signed copies of Minimal: How to Simplify Your Life and Live Sustainably. And before I go into the details of how you can enter, I just wanted to put it out there that I actually bought all these things myself, apart from the book because I'm the author, and these companies are not affiliated with this giveaway in any shape or form. So to enter, you need to be subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure you like this video and leave a comment down below. Also, you need to go over to Instagram, make sure you're following me over on there, like the photo that I post to do the giveaway. It'll be a photograph with all of these items in it, and comment on that post tagging a friend. Also, if you want to get a bonus entry, then share the post on Instagram. And that's it, that's all you have to do. I'm going to be picking 12 winners at random on the 31st of October and announcing it, and I'll probably do that over on Instagram. I know that some of you voiced that you don't have an Instagram account. If you really want to enter the giveaway and win one of these things, just make an Instagram account and then delete it afterwards. Like, that's not a problem. And the giveaway is international, and I'm going to figure out a way to get it to whoever wins because it's important, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to me and everyone who's watching my YouTube channel. I'll leave all of the information about the giveaway in the description just to clarify so you know that you've done everything, and good luck. So today's video, I thought I would do a roundup of some of my favourite recipes. I wanted to share some of the recipes that I eat on a weekly basis, if not fortnightly basis. They are meals that are just regular things in my kitchen. If we're doing our meal plan on a Sunday, these things will always be popping up, and they're very simple and very easy. And they're some of the old recipes. I thought I'd go back into the archive, look through my history and find some old recipes that maybe some of you have missed out on. So the first recipe is, of course, porridge. How could I not eat porridge in a week? I adore porridge. I've done so many porridge recipes. I have an entire video all about porridge. And this recipe is just how to make your basic easy porridge. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to just make it on the stove and make it taste really good. I often get people saying, how does your porridge look so creamy and yummy? And when I make it, it looks like a big squishy, gross mess. Well, this is how. Follow along this recipe and adapt it to your favourite flavours, your favourite fruits, and you'll get it right every time. So when it comes to porridge, you can get different types of porridge. I know in the US and the UK we call it different things, but in the UK this is your kind of classic porridge, the stuff that's finely milled, and it will make it kind of more of a gloopy texture and a bit more runny. And then you also have your rolled oats, which are whole oats. They haven't been like broken down or milled, and they'll be a bit more chunky. I always have both of these options, and these ones are a lot cheaper. These are organic rolled oats. They're like probably about 2 or 3 times the price. So yeah, I'm going to use this for this traditional recipe just because it's just so affordable. So I'm starting with a cup of oats, and I just pour that in, and then follow it up with a cup of soy milk. I usually use soy milk just out of convenience because it's usually what I buy. And then I also put in a cup of water. 2 parts liquid to 1 part porridge. This I would usually do for both Alex and I would put something like some nuts or chia seeds are in there, or banana to make it a bit more filling, but everyone's appetite is very different, so however much oats you like. And then I always put it on a low heat and keep stirring it. You don't want to bring your porridge to a boil ever. I see a lot of people doing that. Don't bring it to a boil, let it just warm up and keep stirring it, and it will slowly cook in about 10 to 20 minutes depending on your hob. This is an induction hob, I'm not used to this, so we'll see how it goes, but yeah. And I'm also going to add some cinnamon because porridge is not complete without cinnamon.
You said, let me tell you everything I've
So when it looks ready, depending on your own preference, I like it like this, where it's still a little bit runny. So I will take it off the hob and then just pour it in.
It's been quite some time, but you gotta let me know if I'm out of line.
So this is like a really good base, and then you can put whatever you want on top, depending on the season, depending on what you're fancying. So I'm just gonna opt for some blueberries, some peanut butter, and of course, some maple syrup.
And then I'm on my way. Yeah. Yes, I'm on my way.
Do you know what, I was just saying how I don't really like peanut butter. Have I got porridge all over my face? I was just saying how I don't really like peanut butter, but that actually tastes really nice. Maybe I'm converted. The next recipe is broccoli and mushroom stir fry. I make stir fries multiple times a week. It's always my go-to when I just don't have time and I just want something nutritious and healthy and to eat lots of veg. This one is broccoli and mushroom, but you don't have to use broccoli and mushroom. You can just use whatever veg you enjoy and mix it up, but the same principle applies. So yeah, this is one of my absolute favourites. Oh yes! Fancy pants mushrooms. You don't have to use fancy pants mushrooms. I just fancied using fancy pants mushrooms.
Careful.
Oh?
There's not mushroom left.
There isn't mushroom left. I don't know much about mushrooms.
No.
Along with the fancy pants mushrooms, we'll use some fancy pants broccoli. This is tender stem and purple sprouting broccoli. More expensive usually, often comes in plastic. However, it does taste delicious, and if you're someone who really doesn't like normal broccoli, try this and you might find that you actually really like it because it's, don't know, it just feels a bit more posh. What do you think of Alex as someone who doesn't like broccoli?
It's okay.
But do you prefer this to normal broccoli?
Probably.
Because it just tastes better, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's just got more flavour to it, and I feel like just the shape of it as well, because texture is a real part of,
yeah.
I think a lot of people hate for broccoli.
The stem is nicer.
Yeah, the stem, it kind of has an asparagus kind of vibe, yeah. But it's a good way to kind of enjoy broccoli in a different way if you're not a fan of the other type. Pro. Ready for the fancy pants Ready for the dance mushrooms. Yummy. Also, I'm going to put some liquid smoke in here. This gives it kind of like a barbecue-y, meaty texture, flavour. But if you don't have this, just leave it out, it's no problem. This is very hot, so if you're not one for spicy food, leave out the chilli or just do like a little bit of chilli. We put a whole chilli in, which I think was a bit too much because it was a hot chilli. And I also feel like the mushrooms are like stealing the show, aren't they, Al? He tried some and he was like, oh my god, these mushrooms. But tender stem broccoli, like I said. So yummy. I'm just gonna continue to eat it straight out of the wok. This recipe, I feel like I've shared lots of stir fries because they're the food that I eat the most regularly, both of us, don't we? We have it once a week at least. I often have it for lunch because it's so healthy. You can use such a variety of vegetables. You can make it really simply. I used to think you had to buy the stir fry sauces and packets, you know, the sort of meal deal things in the supermarket, and it's really as simple as just having your base of onion, garlic, ginger, chilli, and having some soy sauce. The liquid smoke makes it yummy, having toppings like lime and coriander, and I do the same thing most times and just mix it up with the vegetables. Tofu would be delicious in here, and you've got yourself an incredibly delicious and also really, really healthy and nutritious meal. And broccoli is the best. Yum. The next recipe is vegan mac and cheese. I would be lying if I didn't put this in this video. I feel like I share this recipe so much, but it's just something I make on a weekly basis. Every single week without fail, I will have vegan mac and cheese in some variety, and it's usually this one. This is one of my most popular recipes on my website, and you guys love it. It takes 10 minutes, it's super simple, and it always tastes delicious, and it's kind of using cupboard ingredients that you always have. So I hope you enjoy it. And if you want a mac and cheese recipe that's maybe a bit more elaborate, a bit more indulgent, I have another recipe up here that I'll leave linked for you. All for me. I've had this so many times, I don't know why I'm trying it, but Also, if you want to bake it, put some breadcrumbs and cheese and shove it in the oven. That's all on the website. Next is sticky tofu. I wanted to put a tofu recipe on here because I eat tofu all the time. It's a regular in my diet. I'll buy multiple blocks every single week. And I wanted to share a recipe that's going to convert you if you are somebody who doesn't really like tofu. You need to know how to cook it properly. And I make this sticky tofu all the time and I add it to other dishes. I'll have it with broccoli and rice, or I'll have it, you know, in stir fries. Like it's just delicious. Chef's kiss. That was really awkward. Pressed overnight because I wanted to show you how you can press tofu to make whoops how you can press tofu to make it become firmer. So if you saw this tofu yesterday, now it's obviously a lot more solid, so it's a lot harder. There's not any water in there. Well, there's some water, but there's not as much water, and it's been nicely branded. Oh yes, people always ask me where I get this from. It's a brand called Tofuture, not sponsored. Alex bought this maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I'll link it below because it's a great device to save using paper towels and having, you know, big piles of pans and stuff. I've done that so many times and I've smashed bowls, piling them up and putting cookbooks and stuff to press tofu. So this is a great option. Yeah, just thought I'd let you know about that.
It's been so long since I had time to think about it. Some say it's wrong to spend all your time on one moment of joy. 'Cause when you're beside me,
like the sauce, because I want to save this for towards the end. If I put it in now, it will kind of just disappear. So when the tofu's like nearly done, I'll pour this over so it will get that nice like sticky and saucy texture. One of the key things as well when it comes to cooking tofu is a non-stick pan. People always ask me where I got this pan from. I got it from Sainsbury's, but it works with any non-stick pan because if you use a pan that isn't non-stick, the tofu will get stuck to the base of the pan no matter how much oil you use, and this just makes your life a lot easier and it makes it cook faster, taste better, so invest in one.
Always like they hate to find, yeah, the disregarded is all they want when time goes by.
So sticky, it's sticking to the
Non-stick pan.
no, to the thingy.
Wasting another day. 'Cause when you're beside me, I know we make it.
So this is the most common way that we eat tofu. I do have other recipes on my channel which I'll link below because I wanted to do this slightly differently. I don't want to recreate the same thing. So I decided to make some sticky sort of sauce, but I usually have it with rice and broccoli or rice and some kind of vegetable. Let's give one a try. It's so good. Like, this is why I love tofu so much, and it's a shame that more people haven't tried this kind of tofu because honestly this will convert you, because if you use extra firm tofu and you've marinated it, it will taste really good inside, and then on the outside the sticky sauce. Give this a go. Give all these recipes a go because they are the bomb. And finally, another pasta, because we do love pasta, is creamy mushroom pasta. This is one that Alex isn't as keen on because he's not a fan of like creamy mushroomy sort of sauces. But if we aren't eating together, I pretty much always make this because I just love this kind of meal. Mushrooms are like my favourite, and creamy pasta is also my favourite. It's different to the mac and cheese. It's more of a kind of white sauce, and it's delicious. It's totally vegan, very, very easy, and very, very affordable. Recommend you try your food and adjust, add a bit more tahini if it needs it, a bit more pepper, a bit more salt. I think a little bit more pepper and then it's just right.
This morning I couldn't wake you up. Around 5's when you were asleep.
I'm making this every day now. So the reason I use tahini in this recipe is because I know that lots of you guys watching are from all over the world and you don't necessarily have access to things like soya cream. Here we do, and if you want to try it with just soya cream instead of soy milk and tahini, then give that a go. But I like to use the stuff that I buy anyway on a regular basis for my recipes, because I always have tahini and I always have soy milk. So I like to use things like that, because otherwise I'd be going out and buying soy cream specifically and then maybe not finishing the tub or the jar or whatever it is. What's it? Container. I don't typically buy soy cream, so I like to make do with what I have, and I feel like this is a bit more affordable, and I don't know, even if soy cream is cheap, it's more affordable in my head to have a container of tahini in your cupboard that you can use for various meals, and same with soy milk that you can use for a variety of other things. So yeah, it tastes so good and I'm in love. This is so fresh and so easy. It took like 10-15 minutes, so. So I hope you enjoyed those recipes. It was a little trip down memory lane, seeing some clips from Brighton, which is kind of cute to see. I do miss Brighton sometimes. Make sure you're entered for the giveaway. I'll leave all of the information and details on how to enter in the description down below, so you make sure that you're following everything. I'll be picking somebody at complete random on the 31st of October, so make sure you're entered because it's only a week. And also all of the recipes are linked in the description as well, as always. If you're ever wondering, all the recipes are always listed up on my website in the description down below. Good luck. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Honestly, I still can't quite believe it. And yeah, here's to the next 500k.